So following on from my video yesterday, link below, let us try a thought experiment. Let us look at the situation in Iran not like an American purveyor of herbal erection pills where everything means war and treason. Instead, let us consider matters like gossipy old women. Link below. I see the Swedes were in Tehran today. Link below. The Swedish Prime Minister arrived in the Iranian capital at the head of a top-ranking delegation on Friday night. Earlier on Saturday, 5 agreements on cooperation were signed between the Iranian and Swedish delegations in the presence of the two presidents. In case Siri hasn't reminded you, Iran is currently celebrating the 38th anniversary of the revolution. My spidey sense tingled at the news of the Swedish delegation. As you will recall, link below, it was Swedish companies' dealings with Iran that supposedly provided the leverage to obtain sexual assault charges against Julian Assange. And it should be noted that it wasn't only the Swedish Prime Minister who went to see the anniversary fireworks. Link below. In the delegation, directors of Swedish well-known companies like Scania, Ericsson, Electra, Volvo, ABB, Sensis Gatso Group, Danske Bank, Financial Agency of EKN, Swedish Energy Agency, the Swedish Environmental Protection Agency, the Swedish Post and Telecom Authority, and IF Metal. This also caught my attention, link below. It's an interview with Thomas Elwood MP, link below, about the British attitude to the Iranian nuclear deal. Mr. Elwood is a minister at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, a former soldier and current army reservist, and I notice he has gone on a number of trips to visit the Iraqi Kurds, paid for by Heart Integrated Solutions. Link below. However, of more interest is this comment. I was delighted to visit Tehran only a couple of weeks ago, and I had a very warm visit, and we dealt with many of the opportunities of trade and development and that can be developed between our two countries. We have got some issues to continue working through. We want to ensure that the legacy of sanctions which are prohibiting or affecting banks to do business to be resolved. The first delivery of the Airbus shows that trade can actually happen. Back in January 2016, it was announced that Airbus had agreed to sell Iran 118 aircraft in a deal worth $27 billion. Link below. Two things. The plane maker said the deal, signed amid a raft of others during a visit by President Hassan Rouhani, was conditional on getting US export licenses because more than 10% of Airbus jetliner parts come from the United States. And in an unusual move, Iran plans to set up a national leasing company with foreign investors invited to take a stake and no automatic restriction on basing it outside Iran. Oh, and Boeing has so far held back from Iran amid what industry sources and diplomats describe as political and legal concerns, but Iranian officials are urging it to mimic its European rival. The Airbus deal depends on unravelling a knot of financial issues, including whether and how Iran can avoid using the US financial system for the jets, usually priced in dollars. Then, in June 2016, things looked to have run into trouble. Link below. In essence, the US won't sanction the deal unless the Iranians take Boeing planes, and Iranians won't take Boeing planes unless the US gives them the money that they froze at the time of the revolution. I refer you to the No Agenda show, link below, for details of this money. The Americans returned the money in August in theatrical fashion, link below, and everyone cried, "War!" and "Treason!" And no doubt a few took herbal erection pills, declared themselves alpha males, and spoke of the Great Awakening. Then, in November, following the election, the Airbus deal was called into question due to the vagaries of American politics, link below. But by December, the deal was back on, with Airbus declaring themselves jolly pleased, link below, and as Mr. Elwood points out, the first planes have already been delivered. However, the Boeing order, worth $16 billion, linked below, has run into trouble, with Iran now saying they are only willing to pay half the price, linked below, which you could look at in any number of ways. One of which is Iran saying, "Screw you and your crappy planes that we never wanted in the first place."